Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Well, it is a joy to be here at Bronx House, and I want to thank you for the chance to be with you today. A lot of you, I think, know this has been Bronx Week. City Hall has come to the Bronx, and it has been a wonderful week. Not only I've been up here, but all of the deputy mayors, all the commissioners who run the different city agencies, everyone's been based in the Bronx this week. And we have been so appreciative for the wonderful welcome we've received from Bronxites. And we've been able to focus on a lot of issues of deep concern to people all over the Bronx. So I wanted to spend a few minutes with you talking about the needs of senior citizens and what we need to do to help you, particularly to afford the city you love, the borough you love, and the neighborhood you love. But let me just say a few thank yous up front. First of all, Bronx House, an amazing place. By the way, not only this wonderful center, but our pre-K program is here, our after-school program is here. It's all happening at Bronx House. Let's thank your Chief Executive Officer, Howard Martin, for all the great work he does. Where is Howard? I'm praising Howard, but where did he go? All right. He's working hard. Okay. That's impressive. And I also want to thank the director for this great center, Andrea Rhea, I'm sorry, where is Andrea? Andrea, thank you. Thanks for the good work you do. And let's give a round of applause to everyone who works here at the center every day. And you're going to hear from a couple of my colleagues in a moment. And we're all going to talk, and I look forward to saying hello to everyone. But there's two colleagues who aren't able to be with us, but they really deserve praise. I'm going to talk to you about a way we are going to get property tax breaks for seniors and the sponsors of that legislation. That's a piece of legislation that's in Albany right now, going to be vote on it soon. Property tax breaks for seniors. And the sponsors couldn't be with us, but they deserve our praise. Senator Diane Savino and Assemblymember Brian Kavanaugh. Let's give them a round of applause, even though they couldn't be here. And finally, I want you to recognize these good folks. They are not seniors yet, but they're helping seniors every day. They're from our tenant support unit, and they go out and they work on a lot of different issues to help people. Today, they're here to sign up people for some of the immediate things we can do to help. There already are some property tax exemptions that seniors aren't taking advantage of. There are rental exemptions that seniors aren't taking advantage of in some cases. They're here to make sure people get what they deserve to have so they can live a better life. So let's give all these great folks a round of applause and thank them. All right, so look, I know you hear from a lot of people the truism that what we love about New York City, what we love about the Bronx, what we love about our neighborhoods, we owe all of you a debt of gratitude. This city was created by the people who came before us and made it great. And you deserve to live a decent life after you retire. But the problem is, even though everyone says those words and I think believes them, the problem is the cost of living for seniors is such a particular challenge because for a very substantial number of seniors, cost of living keeps going up, but their incomes don't go up. I bet a lot of people in this room know that reality. And we've got to address it in a lot of different ways because it's not fair to you, after all you've done for all of us, that you can't make ends meet. And I've heard this from seniors all over the city. People did everything right in their life, worked hard, contributed to our society, and now are having to make choices that are very tough between doctor visits, medical bills, paying the rent. We're trying to address that issue head on. So the specific thing we want to talk about today is relief for senior homeowners. I think everyone in the room knows the reality, and that some of you may be living it, where you have a home, you have a condo, you have a co-op, and that is a blessing, but you don't have a lot of cash. You don't have a lot of income. So it's great. If you have a house that's paid for, a co-op, a condo, that's fantastic, but you still have to pay for everything else in life. A lot of seniors are, that famous phrase, they're house rich and cash poor. We want to put cash back in the pockets of seniors who are property owners. So we now, there's a legislation, I want to thank my colleagues from the legislature, or you'll hear from in just a second. They already had provided property tax breaks for seniors who had a household income of up to $37,000. And that's good. And there may be people, even in this room, who deserve that property tax break that already exists and don't know about it. And these folks can sign people up if you qualify right now for that property tax break, or anyone can call 311. So as you're talking to all your friends, your family members, if you know someone has a household income that's under $37,000 and they own a home or a co-op or a condo, and they're not getting a property tax break, they could qualify right this minute for that. But we also found a lot of people missed that cutoff. They made a little bit more. They couldn't get the property tax break, and they were suffering because of it, because they just didn't have enough money. So the legislation that Senator Savino and Assemblymember Kavanaugh put forward, and I know it's supported by all my colleagues just as passionately as it's supported by me, it would raise the income level to $58,400. So any senior homeowner, their family income was up to $58,400, they could get a property tax break too. Now, what does that mean? Because everyone in this room should ask the question, what would it mean for you if you qualify? Well, it would mean an average of $1,750 back in your pocket each year. Now, to me, $1,750 is a lot of money, and it could lighten the burden for a lot of people who are struggling to make ends meet now. How many people would this help? 32,000 households would be helped by this. 32,000 families. And we're just one act of the legislature away from getting this to happen. We are this close. The vote's going to happen very soon in the next few weeks, and we need your help. And there's a flyer going around. Would you pass me the flyer? Thank you so much, Regina. This flyer is on your table, and this flyer says simply, let your senator know and let your assembly member know how much you believe that senior homeowners deserve this new property tax break. You're going to hear from my colleagues here, they get it, but it's so important. Listen, democracy works when you pick up that phone and you call your elected officials, they pay attention. I want there to be a groundswell of people letting their elected officials know that seniors deserve a property tax break. Will you help me do that? Will you help me do that? So now, I want you to hear from my colleagues. They all do a lot to represent you in Albany. Senator, I'm going to turn to you first. I always say it is not easy to go to Albany and defend the interests of New York City. And it doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be that way. We are 43% of the state's population in this city. We are the economic engine for the state. We provide most of the revenue to the state, and still there's too many people up in Albany who don't think highly of New York City. But I know you defend our interests every day, and I thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Jeff Klein.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think the mayor, Mayor de Blasio, deserves a tremendous round of applause. He's been there for the Bronx each and every day of his administration. Let's give him a hand, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Bronx House always brings back memories for me. Many, many, many years ago, I was a member of the Teen Center right here at Bronx House. But I want to recognize a great individual. When I look around this room, these are people who built our communities. Our community leaders are here. Let's give them a hand as well, everybody. And I want to single out one gentleman. He's blocked presently, but Ed Pett, who's a World War II veteran. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone. You know, you get to a point in life when you're a senior, which I love, where you can just about say anything. And I went over to Ed earlier, and he was very proud. He showed me on his cell phone a picture of him with our mayor, Mayor de Blasio. And I said, Ed, let me tell you something. The mayor's coming. We're going to get you another picture. He looked at me and said, one's enough. but at the same time, we're going to make sure that Ed gets another picture with our great mayor because we certainly deserve that. But thank you all. And it's been a pleasure for me over the last 3 years to partner with our mayor on so many important things that help our young people. Making sure 4-year-olds have an opportunity to grow with universal pre-K for all. Making sure we keep our streets and neighborhoods safe through Vision Zero. These were things that Mayor de Blasio came up with. These are the things he fought for, and I was very happy to partner with him to get these things done in the state legislature. So it's only natural now that we team up together, all of us here, to help our senior citizens. You know, there's kind of this misnomer that goes around in Albany where somehow if you own a home, if you own a co-op, if you own a condo, you're rich. That's nonsense. That's the middle class in many cases. And I wanted to make sure in this legislative session that we continue to help the middle class. Many of you may know we increased the eligibility for SCREE, that's the rent freeze, to $50,000. So I think it was only natural that now we did the same thing for homeowners. So I really want to thank the mayor because now by raising this eligibility to $58,000, we're going to have thousands and thousands more seniors that will be eligible for the program. And as the mayor said, the average is about $1,700 in savings. But when you look at the communities that surround us here today, they're going to benefit even more. Morris Park, which is really not far away at all, is going to benefit to the tune of, on average, $2,500 per senior. Allerton, $1,700. Throgs Neck, close to $1,900. So I believe that Bronx seniors, more than anyone else, are going to benefit from this very, very important program. So I'm very proud to stand here today with our mayor, with our 2 colleagues in government, because we're sending a very, very clear message. We care about the middle class, and we care about our middle class seniors. So thank you all very, very much.
Like it. Well done. Simple message. Now, my pleasure to introduce the Assemblyman who represents this district, Mark Jonai.
Can we give a big round of applause to the Mayor and Senator Jeff Klein and my colleague, Assemblyman Benedetto, and yourselves? When we found out the mayor was coming to the borough of the Bronx, we pushed hard to make sure that he came to visit our district. And when the issue came up of what community we were going to have him address, it was an easy choice for myself and Senator Jeff Klein. We said we're going to take him to the center where all the teenagers are, right? That's all of you. That was pretty funny. Well, it's true that our seniors are suffering. But most importantly, we recognize that you're suffering. And the mayor has recognized this, as well as the legislators in Albany, that your real estate taxes, your water and sewer rates, your insurance rates continue to go up. And most of you are on fixed incomes that you could not possibly prepare for these increases, including the flood insurance policies, which are twice as expensive as homeowner policies for those that are living near bodies of water. So it's a great accomplishment that in recognizing your pain, that we've come up with a way to reduce that tax burden, and it's a credit to our state senator, his team, and the assembly, with the leadership and support from our mayor. So let's give them another round of applause. As always, I leave you with, we know that it's difficult, and we know that there's a lot of pain and suffering out there. And we wish we had a magic wand to make it all disappear. But I promise you that we will never let you down, and we'll always be there to fight along you as you deal with these hurdles and challenges. So God bless you. Stay young, never get old.
Finally, a man who's young at heart all the time, Assembly Member Mike Benedetto.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing today? Okay, I hope. Let me tell you, it's one of the nice, proud things I do up in Albany when we get together and we pass important legislation. Okay, that's why I went up there. And when it comes to legislation that deals with senior citizens, well, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at me. Okay? I consider myself a senior citizen too, so it's of my own self-interest that we're passing laws helping senior citizens throughout the state of New York. The simple fact of the matter is, I remember my pop, and my pop would complain all the time. You know, he owned his house, a great house up in Throggs Neck, and we needed some aluminum siding put on and have it all done. And he would complain about the prices. He would complain about the plumbers who would come in. Oh, look what they're charging for all this. Well, Pop, it's, 25 years ago, maybe when you bought the house and you had some things done, times were a little different. Prices keep on rising. Prices to keep the upkeep of your house, they keep on rising with inflation. But your income coming in, well, his income coming in wasn't rising. And he was caught in the middle of that. So anything that we can do to help the senior citizen deal with the ever-escalating inflation that goes on in our society makes me feel good, and I always think about Pop and Mom and the cost for their house. So it's a proud thing that we do, and we think that within the next 2 weeks or so, we will pass this legislation up in Albany, and we certainly hope our governor has the wisdom to sign that legislation. Lastly, let me say this. One of the other proud things about being in the state legislature is the people I work with and the team atmosphere that we have. We get together on a regular basis. What can we do to help our neighbors? And we set out to do that. And in cooperation with State Senator Klein, a great partner in the Assembly with Assemblyman Jonai, and when we get together, we were able to craft good legislation, and especially when we get the mayor of the city of New York to come down here to the Bronx to see our people, to hear our concerns, and also join with us in support of this legislation. It makes for a great team effort, and that's what it's all about. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being here.
Thank you. So, everybody, we need your help. We'll conclude with this, and I look forward to saying hi to everyone. We need your help. We need you to pick up that phone. Let your senator, let your assembly member know that you need this property tax break. And you got these guys here on your side going up there to Albany to battle for you. Let's bring home a great victory for seniors. Thank you very, very much.